followed by the Pledge of Allegiance and the Texas flag. And the Texas flag. Okay. Our Father, who art in heaven,
Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Now we say the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all. To the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. And we're going to establish a forum. Mr. Councilman Johns is here, and me, Gloria Company, Mayor Pro Tem, and Councilman Juan Ortiz, and then Councilman Nick Neeson, Councilman George Jimenez. Do we have any citizens come?
Good afternoon, Mayor Pro Tem and City Council members. Ms. Turner. My name is Claudia Garza, and I am here to ask if we could consider maybe like having a work day for the hike and bike trail. To me, it has not been utilized very well. I used to see neighbors walking and using the bikes and what have you. So they're doing a really good job with mowing the yard around it, but I was approached by another citizen in town that maybe we could asphalt some of that, the trail from 97 all the way to Goliad, or make it easier for us to bike ride. Right now, it's really, it's hard because there's nothing to kind of keep your bikes from getting flat. So I just wanted to approach you guys for something that maybe we could possibly do. I would get all the volunteers. It wouldn't be something you guys would have to worry about. I've had several people ask me, so I said, well, I sent an email to the mayor, so I think Ms. Turner has a copy of that. So if we could work out something, we're more than happy to do whatever we need to make it a little more easy for our community to use. I think it would be in the benefit of all of us here, because sometimes there's things maybe the kids want to do, ride bikes, what have you, just it would be nice. And I don't know how it looks from Goliad all the way to the golf course, so maybe we could take a little tour of that and see, of course, at your convenience.
Well, Mayor Pro Tem, if I may, I met with our civil engineer in Traffic today, and I have a map here of the hike and bike trail. And we're going to be looking at coming before you to ask for a planning grant that's free, that they would come and help us make a plan to do that. We've been going back and forth between crushed limestone and crushed granite, those kind of things to do that. And then also, Councilman, you saw me out there at the depot. They're looking to do a marker mall at the depot, and so they're looking for volunteers in the community. And so, if you would like to help me with that committee, because I need to have input from the public on what they would like to do. And I'll have Monica make you a copy of that so you can see. But one of the ideas would be to actually connect ours all the way to Pope, because Pope has a part along that way as well. And it comes out to be, I think you told me, about 8.5 miles. So from the roof end all the way through it, and Councilman Neeson knows that we've been talking to the owner and the developer of roof end to have to do that. So we're hoping that we can get past the planning stages.
Okay, sounds good. Can I ask one more thing? Mayor Pro Tem? The brush pickup that is now taking place, I called or went to City Hall to pay my bill. Anyway, I was told that the cutoff date was Tuesday. I called back on Monday, and so I was able to get my name on the list, our house on the list to pick a brush up. Although my neighbor called and said the cutoff date was Tuesday. So is it Monday or is it Tuesday? Does anybody know for sure?
It is Mondays.
It was Monday?
Yes.
Okay.
But sometimes someone's there and they just put them on the list. That is to pick up the bulk pickup at the curb,
No, it was just brush pickup.
brush pickup.
Yeah.
And the cutoff is usually on Monday because we can let them know so they can pick it up. But if there's usually as a senior citizen, we don't turn them down, and
Yeah.
Mark can address those issues.
She is a senior, it's 601 Walnut.
601 Walnut,
Yes.
we'll have to take care of. Usually, if there's something at the curbside, and it's usually an elderly or an extenuating circumstance, we will document it and go ahead and pick it up.
Okay, that would be great. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And Mark, we do appreciate that a lot because I've had people tell me that they didn't even report it and y'all pick it up. They appreciate that.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll let them know.
Is there any more citizens comments? Okay, then we're gonna go to old business, the CMA to approve meetings for the regular council meeting, April the 26th, 2018. So do I have a motion to approve?
I have a question, Mayor Pro Tem. Was Councilman Jimenez absent that meeting?
No, he was out of the room. So he was absent from those votes. He wasn't in the room. He was present at the meeting, but when he was out of he didn't vote on those.
What, 3 votes?
Yes.
Okay. That's it, Mayor.
Do I have a motion?
So, Mayor.
Do I have a second? All in favor? Raise your right hand. Okay. Thank you. Okay, presentation and discussion. A, the Wilson County.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Linda Zedek, and I'm with the Wilson County News, and I'm just here to kind of bring you all up to date. The city is participating in the new app that we launched on Thursday. It's called Go Wilson, and the documents that I gave you is basically print screen, step-by-step, if you will, of if you open the app, this is what you would see. As you see, City Hall is prominent there. You all are participating with a community block, so that allows you all great visibility. You're using you're directing traffic, I should say, to 4 different places on your website. And as of right now, we're also having the citizen survey, I believe for the hazmat.
Yes.
It's also on there as well, and people can participate that way. Just another link, another place, if you will, to spread your messages that you all have. This is a great tool. I know when you think about all the different ways that you can market to your local community, This is just another way, and an app is really good because the information on the app is stored there. So, you know, a lot of people, and I know I do, I live rural, so sometimes internet service isn't always, you know, the best. So pulling up, you know, Google or Safari and typing in the URL and stuff may not get me anywhere, but I can always pull up my app and the information is going to be stored there. So that's a good feature to have, especially when you live kind of out and scattered around here. That there's links that people can utilize to pay their water bills and such. Your agendas and your minutes are also there. And the About section is great. It's stuff that we pulled from your website. So your message is consistent across all platforms with us.
And Mayor Pro Tem, if I may, one of the things that we're trying to do is we're trying to become more of a transparent government, and we're trying to reach people on many different levels. The paper, of course, is one way. We're doing some mass mailing to let things go out. Linda mentioned our survey that we passed out, and we have here in the back of the anybody wants to take the survey. But we want to be able to use the most media. As you know, social media is the way to go. But our app, and everybody has an app. My daughter has an app for everything. The app is the way to go. And so rather than us having to invent it, because there are companies that will do an app just for you, there's one for Wilson County. And I believe FEDC is looking at becoming a part of that app as well. They're pushing out to commercial businesses. Phelps is interested in it as well.
Yes, they're still researching.
So then it's going to be something that we can push. The nice thing is that we can push things out per week. If there's something we want to focus on, definitely it's coming up. We're going to be pushing and advertising our June event for our Freedom Fest. And so those kind of activities in the community, and the young people, I don't do apps very well. They're going to have to learn on my phone. But the young people really do that as we're trying to get people to come back to our community. And so she's given us this wonderful app thing that I'll find some place to put the sticker. And so we were one of the first pioneers to start it. So we're really excited about this app. And so it started when? Thursday. And so Linda was nice enough to come to talk to you all if you have any questions for us to do as we're trying to get out there and market the city of Floresville.
And if anybody has any questions at any time, you can send it to me in an email or you can call me at the paper. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions in regards to the app or really anything. But this is really a great tool. We do have other businesses that we are inputting their data now that have joined on as well. But I think this is just going to be a great tool. And I think I was speaking with Mr. Nissen earlier, and I was telling him that we have push notification capabilities. So say, God forbid, you have a busted water main, you know, on 3rd Street and C Street. We can send out an instant notice, and everybody that has the app is going to get a ding on their phone with a little message that says, you know, avoid the area for whatever, whatever the reason can be. Those will, I mean, things like that are going to happen. And we want to try to help get that word out fast. Not everybody is utilizing social media. Not everybody is, I mean, obviously when an emergency comes up, it's not like we can just hurry up and put it in the paper because, you know, we have to wait. But with an app, you have another form that you can push that notice out for people to see.
So it has an emergency component to it as well. As you know, when we had the outages, when we had our disasters, Facebook is always what we use, and people communicate with Facebook. But when the power's out, Facebook doesn't work unless you have it on your phone. Right. This way, it's something that we can push an emergency notice. The street's closed. It's coming to you, and most people, if you keep your phone charged up, you will be able to get the notification. So we're really excited that we're able to do that. Belinda also has some other things that we've been able to appear in the paper.
Yes, this week is also Police Week, and I believe Greg went over and and a couple of other members of the staff, right? And Henrietta, Miss Turner was there, and took some pictures and did a really nice article to go along with the Police Week salute in the paper. I brought extra copies. They're back there on the table if you'd like one. And we just want to thank the policemen for, keeping us safe, doing their job. We appreciate that. Another thing that the Event Center has done, and is very exciting, is we produced our first full-color magazine. It's a bridal magazine, and the Event Center is on the back. And it's a beautiful turnout for it. Not really a whole lot to say about it. It's beautiful, and I really think it's a great representative of the Event Center and the uses that can be done here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you.
Okay, item B, the plaza well replacement update. M&S.
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem, we have Nancy Turner here from M&S who can speak to what you have in your packet about the replacement. And of course, with that, we can talk about funding, and we have Brady here to talk about the financing, but I won't steal her to us. Nancy?
Hi, how are you this evening? Last time we met, we talked about the plaza well replacement schedule, and the schedule I provided you was much shorter. I wasn't sure how much detail you wanted, so this evening, in your packet, you should have a longer list, a bullet point list, schedule, and I'll just go down that, and if you have questions, please let me know. In April, we had our survey crew come out to the plaza well site and collect the data needed to complete the plans for construction. Right now, we're coordinating with the Evergreen Underground Water Conservation District to get your water permit that you will need to pump out of the new well, transfer from the old well, and also assembling the design package for TCEQ. It will take them at least 60 days to review and comment and approve before anything can be constructed. So we're doing this background work right now. The 1st of June, we believe we can submit what is needed for TCEQ to review. So that should go off in June. Mid-June, we'll provide a set to the city. We're going to call it 90% complete and see if we have any comments. And then mid-July, we'll turn around and have the full 100% complete plans with all the little piping details included. Then we think by August 1st, we'll have approval from TCEQ to construct, provided there's no additional information that they want or comments that they want us to address. Then we'll go through the normal bidding process that most of you all are familiar with. We'll advertise for bids, for contractors. We'll open the bids publicly. We'll recommend a contractor to the council, and then you all would award a bid to the contractor of your choosing, providing your funding's all in place, and that's going on in the background also. We think we can start construction based on that timeline, the 1st of October, and keep moving along, no snags. The first of the year, we think we have the well in place and be using. This is a conservative list. I've tried to pack in some leeway with the schedule. If there's any couple week delay here or there, depending on TCEQ, we can't predict everything that they might comment on. But do you have any questions for me based on that schedule?
So council, what we're trying to do here is we try to rehab the well at the Plaza Well. We've been working with that for some time, I believe, even back to January of last year. Looking at it, spending some time and money, and even having divers go there and take pictures. But after many conversations and going back and forth, it looks like this well can't be saved, at least not to the capacity.
From my understanding, you don't have the pictures for the well.
We have some of the pictures. I know I just met actually before this meeting with Mr. Goriachev. I think you and Mark, he met with Mark just the other day for some of the photos, and we're trying to get some of the still photos are not as good as the video, but we're getting a production for the video to be better. But the thing is that we could save this well, but you would only have 50% of the production that's producing right. And so because we could sleeve it, or there's other things that we can do, but we can't save this well. Not to have the capacity that we need to have, as this particular well on Plaza Well feeds Riverbend, which is one of our fastest growing.
Who provided the filming, the videos, and the pictures and everything?
Advanced water well
Advanced Water
services.
Services.
Well, we paid them a lot of money for videos and pictures and everything, and they haven't been able to give us anything that's really visible that you could look at. Am I correct, Mark?
They provided us several videos. What we realized was the video that goes from 0 to final depth is corrupt. There's stills of that. The actual video will not play. It may just be a software glitch. However, they have provided us a video of the area in question. And I believe what Mr. Beatrick is looking for is where the actual screen level begins. And that's the portion of the video that's actually, we're having trouble playing back or corrupt.
No, I understand that. But what I'm saying, I said we paid a lot of money for the complete well check, and they have not been able to produce that. And that's been some of the problems that we're having right now. Do you think you could get back to your video guy or whatever that just tell them that we don't have substantial videoing for the well?
Sure.
And that way they can produce it, so that way everybody's on the same page.
Well, have they already produced one too?
We've already reached out to Daniel, who is the actual surveyor, and he is in the process of trying to get us that complete video.
Because it's been several months, I'm talking about 6 months of.
But the video is going to show us something that we already know, that
If we already knew, why would we be spending money to?
we had to do the investigation to see if the well could be salvaged or where that oil was coming from. Because this well was not only getting oil, but it was also taking on sand. And so we were able to determine the actual depth that it's split for some reason and it's taken on. So we can fix that. And I think Advance even gave us approximately $220,000 to fix it. But it would reduce the production of this well by 50%.
We're not talking about fixing it, we're talking about another system.
Yes, so then what we need to do is dig another well, is to drill another well. I keep saying to drill another well. Now, the location that the Plaza Well is at now is too close to concrete Alamo concrete. And so what we need to do is relocate it. Now, the wisdom of the forefathers, and I don't know who was on the council when they did it, but there's land adjacent to what the Plaza Well is. I think at one time they were thinking about making it a lot for the police cars, but we own that lot. And so the water's there, we don't have to acquire, because I think at one time we were thinking about if we had to acquire any land and some additional cost. We don't have that cost of land because we own it. Actually, the lot's almost twice the size of what we have the well on. And it will give us the distance that we need from Alamo concrete that we can actually dig a well there. But there is a cost associated with that because we need, that well is old. I don't know, is it over?
It's over 30 years.
It's over 30 years old. And so it's probably, I mean, I know they sometimes it's 50 years or so we've gotten a lot out of that well, but that well's given us some hard times already.
But do you think you get those, the filming of the video and the pictures of the well from your?
We can see if we can get that, but it's definitely.
Who's the one responsible for that? Is that Joe's guys?
No, it's advanced.
It's Advanced Water Well, and I think
Okay.
Mark is
Did you say you requested it from them, and it is on its way from them?
Yes, I spoke with them. Let's see, Mr. Beatrick came and visited me, I want to say yesterday or the day before yesterday, and we've been in contact with them, and they're trying to get us that video as of yesterday or the day before yesterday. When I reached out to them prior to that, Mr. Beatrick had only asked for video of the area in
But it's
question.
not Mr. Beatrick himself, it's that we paid a lot of money for that, those videos and those pictures, and we should have them on hand.
We should understand that, but what I'm saying is.
And the ones that you've been showing for 3 or 4 months, even the ones that M&S looked at, it's not showing the entire well, and that's what we paid for, and I wish we could get it, so that way we could really look at to see what we had.
I agree that it's not showing the whole well, but it is showing the area that was in question, the area that's actually producing oil for us.
Yes. And it did show us enough to say that we could make a repair to that well, but it would take it to 50% of the
Okay,
production.
but this is what I'm saying, say we do that repair on that thing, and you're not looking at the rest of the well, and there is another repair. So in other words, we spend all this money just to repair one area when there's still
Well, actually,
more
the
areas.
proposed plan was not just to
I just
do,
want to see what the deterioration of the well is.
the proposed plan was not just to do the affected area, was to do an entire sleeve over the entire shaft of that would chase it from up to the top to the, that was the actual proposal. And the answer, because the idea would be that there's a segment there and it may split among other areas. And so you would do a whole sleeve against the whole entire thing. So there wouldn't be any, later on there'd be a leak on the other side or a different depth. We would actually sleeve it. But in sleeving it, it cuts it in half, 50%, which is not conducive to what we need as we're growing, especially because that particular plaza well feeds Riverbend. It also feeds Crestwood.
Windcrest.
Crestwood.
Crestview subdivision.
Crestview subdivision, which is our newest subdivision, and that's all our permits.
What's the size of that well?
The size of Plaza well,
It's 10 inch or 12 inch?
I want to say it's 10. If I might add, we just recently had our TCQ audit on the water side, and what that auditor or inspector did share with us is that as of right now, we do meet the standards when we're talking about what the peak demands are for our community versus what our maximum pumping capabilities are with both of those wells. That is with Plaza Down. However, his concern was, should we lose one of the other wells, especially during the summer, we would fall below that standard. So that,
We're working on a contingency plan right now to address some of those things in case it happens. It just kind of like if things happen, and Nancy's helping us put that together. But what we want to do is look at going forward with this time schedule of what we need to do, because as you see, getting started right now, we're in 2019 before we can actually dig a well. And so we need to give instructions to the engineer to go forward and to design this, as well as to go find the funding for this. Now, I met with Betty Soto today from USDA because I was looking at some of the ways we could fund this, because we need to fund this as well as the interconnect. We've been working with Oak Hills Water on the interconnect to give us an alternative source of water. And we've done some preliminary with the paperwork, and the attorneys have met and talked. And I know on Valentine's Day, I can remember that meeting, Councilman Neeson came. And so what we're trying to do is find the funding. Now, we have $2 million audited in our reserve funds for water, because we separated the water and sewer. The problem is that when I spoke to Betty Soto, she said that they based our water rate study off of us having a reserve for $2 million. If we decided to do that, and we can, they have to give us approval, but it may increase our water rates because they want to have us to make sure that we have enough money to pay it as we go forward. And so I've been going out looking for what the different places we can find to fund this, because between the two projects, I think I'm a little bit either under $1 million or a little bit over $1 million, but we won't know exactly until we come back. But it's somewhere around $1 million. So we need to know if we're going to go forward. Hopefully at the next meeting, I can put on the agenda for approval. It's just on presentation this time. To approve us to look forward to going forward to prepare for the interconnect and dig a well, drill a well. and also to find the funding, because it is a process to find the funding. Do you all want to hear about the funding? I can let Brady speak to the funding. Brady? Go ahead.
So, excuse me, thank you. We've looked at 3 different options for potential funding